G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Today I am doing a comparison video between the Nextorch TA30C and the Nextorch TA30C Max. Let's check it out. Alright, so first difference between these two lights is the obvious. One of them is an 18650 2600 milliamp 3.6 volt lithium ion battery, and one of them runs a 5000 milliamp 21700 3.6 volt lithium ion battery. All right, so obvious size difference between these two again, and certainly a weight difference. Let's start with the measurements, guys. So the TA30C comes in at 13 centimeters exactly from head all the way to the end of the tail clicky. And the TA30C Max comes in at 15 centimeters from the head all the way to the end of the tail clicky there. The body width of the TA30C comes in at 2.2 centimeters. And the body of the TA30C Max comes in at 2.4 centimeters. The face of the TA30C is 2.3 centimeters. And the face of the TA30C Max comes in at 3.5 centimeters. And the tail cap from end to end comes in at 2.2 centimeters and the tail clicky at 1.3 centimeters on the TA30C. And the TA30C Max tail cap comes in at 2.7 centimeters and the tail clicky is 1.3 centimeters. So tail clickies are identical with these two lights, which is nice to see. Let's do the weight. So the TA30C with the battery and the pocket clip comes in at 148.12 grams, and the Max comes in at 229.18 grams. Wow, so 79 to 80 grams heavier is the Max over the TA30C. So if we just take a look at the head and bezel here, guys, bezels are very, very similar, just different sizes. They both have 3 of the glass breaking beads on the bezel. If we look down into the reflectors, we have a smooth reflector here on the TA30C, and we have a textured reflector on the 30C Max. Now, as far as LEDs go, guys, in the TA30C, we have a luminous SST40 LED here, and in the Max, we have a Cree XHP50D-high LED. So you are going to get more throw and lumens out of this light here. Now, speaking of throw and lumens, the TA30C Max has a max output of 3000 lumens, and the TA30C has a max output of 1600 lumens. If we move on to the pocket clips, guys, we have a very, very sturdy, nice, tough, tense pocket clip on the TA30C, which is also secured by the tail cap, so that's not coming off at all. I really, really like that. With the TA30C Max, the pocket clip is a little bit looser, not as much tension, and is not protected by the tail cap there. Now, if we move on to tail caps and to rotary switches, the TA30C and 30C Max both use the same rotary switch. Now, if we have a look at the tactical switches here, guys, when both of these lights are in tactical mode, they will both have half a press to get to their max output. So just momentary, and then let go. And a full press will get them to strobe, and then let go. Now, with the rotary switches, you will have low on both, medium on both, and then high on both, and also constant on strobe on both. So the same style switches, same style tactical rotary switches, and same style tactical clickies here. Now, as you can see, one major difference between the TA30C and the TA30C Max is the raised edges here. I wish the TA30C had raised edges because it would not only protect the tail switch, but you would also be able to tail stand, as the TA30C Max can do. So that's a real shame that the TA30C doesn't have that. I would have really liked to see that in the TA30C. Now, if we just go quickly to beam profiles on the wall there, you can definitely see the difference in lumens, the difference in intensity, and also the difference in color. This does seem to be a higher Kelvin light, whereas this is not so much. Just putting that on the wall by itself there, not very blinding when I look at it at all. Even down there, not very blinding. Whereas that one, it is. I can't look at it unless I'm looking through the camera because it's just too bright. Now, in the hand, guys, my preference would definitely be the TA30C. It is much more comfortable, much lighter, and just really gives me a nice ergonomic feel with this in my hand, absolutely. Whereas the TA30C Max, it does feel bulky. It feels very heavy. I wouldn't want to drop this on my foot or anything like that. And also, it depending on what situation you're in, it's going to wear your arm out just holding it because it is very heavy. But what comes with that is extra lumens, extra runtime, extra throw, extra candela. So it is just, a matter of which one do you really want? Do you want the light torch or do you want the heavy one with more throw and candela? That's up to you. Now, both these lights can be used with accessories. So you can use the TA30C with the tactical ring like this. Like that. Has a really nice feel in the hand with the tactical ring. I really like it. And you can slip it in your quick draw holster with the tactical ring on, no worries. Now, the TA30C Max, in order to put this tactical ring on, you do need to take the pocket clip off. And then once you do that, you can attach the tactical ring there. One issue I've found with this tactical ring is, well, it's actually not an issue with the tactical ring, but the issue I've found with this light is that because it is so long, the tactical ring area is a bit too far down for it to be comfortable in the hand. You actually I find it very difficult to turn the rotary switch comfortably because of how far down the tactical ring is. If Nextorch could move it up slightly, then it would be a whole lot more usable for me. And same goes with this holster. I'm not as much of a fan of this quick draw holster as I am of this one. So this holster, you just grab the light, pull up, and you've got it. Put it back down, very easy. No dramas at all. Seriously, no problems. Great holster for a great light. Whereas this holster, you put it in there, you fold it back. Yep, that's all well and good. And then when you want it, you really got to bang, like hit it hard, get it out, and just doesn't feel as secure. I don't think there's much of a difference between hitting the light out of the holster forward as opposed to pulling the light up from the holster. And I just feel like it's more secure in this holster and it's certainly easier to grab out. So for that reason, I would definitely go this holster with this light over this holster with the Max. Another similarity about these lights, guys, is the feel of the finish. They both have a very kind of smooth finish, non-slip. They kind of feel like, it feels, I don't know if it's true, I haven't tested it, but it does feel like if these were to get wet, they would actually retain their adhesive feel and wouldn't get slippery. I don't know what material it is, but it feels very nice and very professional. Certainly both these lights are very professional. But in terms of usability, that's going to be up to you guys. Why don't we go outside for some night shots, and then when we get back, we'll have a final thoughts talk about the Nextorch TA30C Max and the Nextorch TA30C. All right, Nextorch TA30C on high, TA30C Max on high. TA30C and Max. C, Max. Definitely more light, that's to be expected. with the Max, but it also looks like you're getting a cooler white with the Max as well. Definitely better throw. I mean, the TA30C is still holding up, in my opinion, as far as doing its job, but the Max is a lot brighter, guys. So what would you choose? Size, but, well, more size, more power, more light, less size, less power, less light. The choice is yours, my friends. TA30C, Max. C and Max. All right. Back to the lab, guys. All right, back from the night shots. So obviously, no surprise, the Max performed much, much better. But, you know, it is a personal preference. The question is this. Do you want more lumens, more candela, and more throw, but also more weight and more size in the hand? Or do you want less lumens, less candela, less throw, but a very comfortable ergonomic light? That is your choice. For me, I would pick the TA30C 10 times out of 10. I just couldn't see myself lugging around this big light, even if it does have an amazing performance in throw and lumens. I just wouldn't do it. So for that reason, my pick is the Nextorch TA30C, but I would love to hear your comments, guys, and see which ones you would choose. So look, thanks very much for joining me again on another episode of Flashlight Crazy. If you did like this review, please hit subscribe and hit like. It really, really helps out the channel. And until next time, guys, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.